Welcome to another edition of the local show here in GrassRoots Community Network. Thanks for joining us, guys. I'm Eric Scarvin, your host. Welcome to our Facebook and YouTube audience as well, as we are growing an online viewership. And guys, you're just in time. If you're watching Facebook Live, we've got Kenny and Robin Smith, owners of Meridian Jewelers. Welcome to the show, guys.
Hi, Eric.
Longtime friends.
I know.
Thanks, Eric.
And we've been doing this for so long. I had you guys individually on the show in the past.
Right.
I think, Kenny, we were relating when you owned Aspen Fly Fishing.
Correct, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And Robin, you were like a spelling bee champion.
And we worked together at Channel 16.
And then back in the day...
we haven't been on the air together for a while, Eric.
Yeah. How many years ago was that? Because
That was going on 18, 19, 20 years ago when I was at Channel 16.
Because that predated the local show. I was hosting live at the top of Aspen Mountain, which I absolutely loved. Did that for 7 years, 3 or 4 days a week. And that was Channel 16.
Into Plum.
And then it transitioned to Plum and did another year or two. And then were you there when it was Plum TV or just Channel 16?
I think a little when it was Plum.
When it was Plum.
Yeah. And it was like, back to you, Eric.
Right, we're tossing back and forth from the studio to the top of the mountain, which is super fun. And then, Kenny, we talked about fly fishing, still probably one of your main passions, right?
No, I certainly, one of my favorite things to do, a big part of, what I love about this valley, yeah.
Right. And do you guys still live up in the Frying Pan area?
We don't. We live in Aspen now. We live in Mountain Valley.
Okay, nice.
13 years we lived on the Frying Pan River.
Wow. Yeah. And I always just remember real quick when you took my dad and I, because it was such a special time, and I'm not sure how much... It's hard when you're guiding that many years to remember all these different situations, but I do remember one scene that reminded me of a river runs through it. Right. Hard for me to say, but you were with me, and I'm trying to learn my little roll cast, total beginner guy. And my dad was in the corner, kind of on the bend of the river, with this light kind of streaming through, and you could see him casting, and it was just magical. Yeah. Absolutely magical.
I'm so glad you have great memories of that day. I mean, that was a long time ago. It's
long
nice
time ago.
Yeah.
But for him too, and my dad finally did pass a couple years ago, but I know that was a dear memory, and just visiting here and then having that kind of an experience. And we caught fish, bonus.
He's the fish whisperer.
Yeah, there you go.
He doesn't mess around.
So you still get out there pretty often?
No,
or
absolutely. Yeah.
Just on your own? Or do you
on my own, and I love to still, help friends, teach people how to fly fish. I don't really do it professionally anymore, but nothing, gives me more enjoyment than teaching someone from scratch sort of how to put those pieces of that puzzle together and have success on the river. Right. And I know I've turned one day let's try this into a real hobby and passion for a lot of people, and I love to try to do that whenever I can.
And just open the door to that whole world of fly fishing, which is so amazing. It's like friends and maybe some Meridian customers from time to time.
Sure, of course,
there.
Yep, indeed.
And you guys also like to get out and obviously do traditional winter sports like skiing and hiking the bowl, and kind of what's been some fun things like highlights from this winter, Robin, in terms of like outdoor
We've
activities?
been, at the end of last year when they shut down the mountains, I got the skinning gear finally. And
oh, good.
So I started that. So we've been doing that. It's like our Saturday morning date.
Nice.
Is doing kayak and, trying to get that in at least once or twice a week. And
That's
we've done
awesome.
the bowl a number of times. And
Are you skinning up to the bowl from the top, or are you hiking?
No, I'm just hiking the bowl.
Okay. Would you think
Just
about doing that
skinning kayak.
sometime? Because for me, that's the way I like to do it. Whether it's from the top of the mountain or from the base of the mountain. But would you consider like riding up, putting on your skins, and skinning up to the top of Highland Peak?
I would consider it, yes.
Okay. There'd have to be discussion and some thought given to it.
I
but
see
that's
more,
a great way to go.
There's more and more people. Every time I hike the bowl, it's noticeable how many more people are skinning that top section.
Right, exactly.
And it looks like a good way. There's a couple of sections that are a little bit dicey where you have to be a little more careful on skins. But every time, I feel like every week I see more people skinning up there.
And it's definitely faster when it's softer conditions, right? You're gliding and sliding forward versus stepping and sliding back when you're hiking.
Yeah, no, that might make me too nervous. I think
Well, the rock outcropping is kind of the crux of the matter, on that one. We'll talk more about that one later. But, that's where I used to kind of like pull my skis off, hike around, put the skis back on, and then start
finish,
up. The switchback's up that steep pitch, kind of in the middle there.
Yeah.
But so you guys love getting up in the bowl and
Yeah.
All right. So you like going between Tyhack and Highlands then, or do you get up on Aspen Mountain as well?
Also.
Kind of mix it up? Okay.
Yeah. Did
Cool.
Snowmass last week.
Okay.
It's all over the place there.
Give them all a chance.
You know, our boys, we have a U14 and a U16 AVSC. Kids are in the race programs now, so they're at Highlands a lot training. Okay. So we end up, because of that, we end up there more. So on the weekends especially. So yeah.
2 boys or a boy and a girl?
Two boys.
2 boys. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow,
Nico
that's
and
exciting.
Gavin.
And how are those guys doing in the racing?
Really good.
Yeah, they're doing great. Yep. Yeah, Nico just wrapping up his season now as a U16, and he's done very, very well this season. And Gavin is just moving into a sort of a more rigorous program from a more recreational program. So they're both loving it, though. They're doing great.
That's great. That's so fun. We're going to take a quick break, guys. We have so much to get to, including your recent restaurant initiative, we'll call it, which I thought was so creative and caring. So, guys, we're going to be off just for a couple minutes, our only break of the show. I do want to thank Klug Properties, White River Overland. Got you covered right here, Scott. Pitkin County Landfill and Sundog Athletics. We'll go to a quick break. We'll be right back with the owners of Meridian Jewelers for 18 years now. And again, the creators of a recent really cool COVID restaurant relief program, you guys, so don't go away. We're back here on the local show, guys. Thanks for sticking with us here. 17 years in, 450 shows, I think. And it's about time we had you both on at the same time. This is awesome. This is
about time, Eric.
50 Shades of Awesome today here, having the Smiths on. And just kind of an overview. I mentioned you guys have been owning and operating Meridian Jewelers for 18 years. And Robin, can you just kind of give people an overview of kind of your business and what that experience has been like?
Yeah, I mean, it's been great, Eric. Back in the day when I met you in the late 90s, late, like the last year of like 99, you know, is when I moved to town and was working for Hyde Park Jewelers, and then they ended up moving to Phoenix, so we took over the bricks and mortar and started Meridian Jewelers. And it's gone really well. I mean, we've learned a lot. We've got some great watch brands, you know, Rolex, Cartier, IWC, Longa, Tudor, and dozens of really unbelievable jewelry brands from Temple St. Clair to Anita Co. Kind of, you know, and a little something for everything, for everyone, I should say. You know, things that are great gifts for younger girls or, you know, teenagers just starting to collect, and things for the Elizabeth Taylor types that have been collecting for a long time and plan to continue to do so. But, you know, I sort of have more of an organic aesthetic, so I lean towards the funkier designers, things that are a little bit edgier. But it's been a great run so far, and we're really enjoying it.
So do you make all those buying decisions then? Do you kind of, you're always sourcing, and that must be part of the fun, right? Like picking out like these creative kind of forms of art, right?
Yeah,
I mean, creative jewelry is really art.
That's probably the most fun part of the job, actually.
Right, right. And Kenny, what do you enjoy about the business? Like, what are your favorite aspects?
I've really grown to appreciate fine watchmaking, and that's sort of my specialty in the store when I'm on the floor. It's just a privilege just to you know, to have been able to grow a business in this town. I mean, I've lived in Aspen for 30 years, and what an amazing privilege to grow Meridian with Robin, you know, for all these years. So, yeah.
Right. How's that dynamic like between you two? Being married and in business. That seems like it worked. Okay.
It's great.
Well, that pretty much sums that up. Okay.
We're
Kind of reminded me of masking a little bit.
We're still sitting right next to each other.
Yeah, so
right next to each other.
You're still here and you're here today,
No,
so that says a lot.
You know what? Right after we got married, we built a house together. Like immediately after we got married, and everyone said, "Where are you usually? You know, that's a great way to ruin this right out of the gate." But
That's worse than going camping together.
No, we did that before we got married.
Oh, okay.
We
So
did that as a test, and then we did
go over the bigger hurdles.
We built the house as the big test right after that, and then we've been working in the same office together for 18 years. The truth of the matter is that we work well together, and
That's
we both kind of divide and conquer as far as responsibilities, and we've got a good formula. So, yeah.
Well, let's learn a little bit more about the biz with this little video next.
I'm Robin Smith.
And I'm Kenny Smith.
And we own Meridian Jewelers here in beautiful Aspen, Colorado.
Robin's become very, very well known for curating the most exquisite collection of up-and-coming jewelry designers that exist.
We strive to help our clients curate their jewelry collection much in the same way they would seek out their art consultants to help them find those one-of-a-kind pieces that are really going to be special and set their collections apart.
The experience that Robin and Kenny create for us and our family is so unique and so special, we can't even think of going anywhere else. I think their team at Meridian is so important to them. They care deeply about the people that they work with each and every day.
Hi, I'm Lori Bond. I'm the manager and buyer here at Meridian Jewelers in Aspen. I was here the day we opened the door 17 years ago, and it has been an incredible journey. I have many clients from all over the world that come in and say, oh my goodness, I have never seen this kind of curation in one store.
Our clients have often just come in off the hill or off the hiking trail, and so have we.
We have a lot of fun here.
It's a wonderful community to be a part of. Robin and I and Meridian give back to the local community in many ways. We have always donated a portion of every sale to local charities and nonprofits here in Aspen and beyond.
I realized that they were truly rock stars because they're really involved in the community. They know everyone and everyone knows them.
Our clients like the fact that they're dealing with a locally owned business and that care about this place.
Kenny was nice enough to come fly fishing with me. He loves the outdoors.
This is the place that we choose to call our home because we love it here.
They started the business out of passion for the watch and jewelry business.
I just get excited sharing my passion for the most beautiful things that are out there in the jewelry and watch world.
So I particularly have an interest in fine timepieces.
A lot of the guys have watch guys. I'm their watch girl.
And I love making that connection with a client where I can feel proud that I can teach them about that watch.
I've been collecting watches for many, many years, and I think this is probably one of the finest pieces that I've ever collected. Kenny, he took the time to understand what I was looking for.
When I'm working with somebody and we're narrowing it down and I just know it's the perfect piece, that brings me so much joy. It makes my day.
Being able to share in people's most special occasions really, really means so much to me, to have that trust.
So guys, running a business, I can relate now, coming up on 25 years in May for Sundog Athletics. But what are a couple keys? Like say someone's watching, they've been kind of on the fence, should I start a business? I mean, what would be a couple keys, Kenny, we'll start with you, a couple keys to success that you guys have appreciated in your business that's been working, in other words?
Sure, no, of course. Well, I mean, just know that there's always room to do it better than others. I mean, so often people, I think, look at the business environment anywhere and say, oh, that's all locked up. But the truth is there's always room to do it better and to do it with integrity, and there's always just ways to make it work a little better than the other guy has. So, we found a niche in how we do our business in this town. and how we interact with our clients. And, I think they really appreciate the fact that, that we are a family-owned business and that this is our home and we are raising our family here. So, I mean, even a tough place like Aspen where you would think, gosh, everything's all, how can we ever make it there? People can. You just have to do what you believe in and work hard at it.
Right. And Robin, what would be advice for, aspiring entrepreneur in terms of kind of keys to success?
Yeah, I mean, I think knowing your audience and knowing that you're not necessarily your audience in every way, and sort of, gearing like your sales technique or your approach with them,
or your buying decisions,
or with your employees. I mean, it's kind of like a family. You're around employees, for instance, a lot, and some days they're going to drive you nuts, and every day you're probably driving them nuts. And so just keep it in mind that you're dealing with so many personalities when you start a business, and to remember that they're all people that you need to work with, from employees to clients to vendors to the media. It's about being open-minded, and if you want to be successful, you've got to be able to work pretty well with all of them.
Right, and recognizing their needs, all their different needs, and if you can address those, most likely you'll be successful, right? Whether it's staff or your, clients, and also I imagine your purchasing decisions. You know who your audience is locally, who visits here. You could purchase accordingly. You can find that uniqueness that other jewelry stores maybe don't offer. Yeah. Certain lines or certain kind of creative pieces.
Yeah, I mean, you definitely want to differentiate yourself from.
Yeah, there you go.
Everybody out there, and not the masses, but it's people have a lot of places where they can shop in here and in the country and in the world, and so you've got to figure out a few things to sort of, set
create a
yourself
special
apart.
collection. And Robin's done that. The jewelry designers that she's pulled together at Meridian are like no other group in any other store in the country. Just the right mix for the folks that visit here and appreciate such things. So.
I like that. That must be a lot of fun.
See, that's why we work together. So
yeah,
well.
yeah. There you go.
Just a nice
Finishing
thing to
each
say.
other's sentences. It's a beautiful thing, and I'm hoping for that someday. But for today, we want to move into this recent restaurant initiative. I was so inspired and happy to read about you guys helping local restaurateurs who are being challenged with COVID, being completely shut down at points in time. And can you just share with our viewers a little bit about kind of what inspired that, and then maybe some of the details of that initiative?
Yeah. Well, can he take that? Because it was his brilliant idea.
Well, I mean, Eric, I don't know if you had this feeling, but it felt very dark in Aspen in early January. It just felt it felt heavy. We had a case count that was being reported. Was pretty high. The travel affidavit was put into effect, so it was obvious that we were going to have a real decrease in tourism. Local businesses were really kind of feeling the pressure of that. And then sort of the final straw was when the county voluntarily put us into the red and closed restaurants to inside dining, although the state hadn't even mandated that. Our county did that. Right. And, we have a lot of friends in the restaurant business. I mean, I've lived in town 30 years. We've got so many friends that own restaurants, work in restaurants and so forth. And, the stress to them was really palpable. And, I kind of followed the local papers and articles that were being written in the papers, and there was so much vitriol between different groups and how they were commenting on articles that I was reading. And, I put one little positive comment in there when the restaurants got closed down, and it was something along the lines of, let's try to find a way to make something good here. Try to figure out a way to support your friends in the restaurants even though they're closed. And keep an eye on people that may be vulnerable, having been put out of work suddenly or whatever, because that industry there are people that that have depression and other things in that industry like everywhere else, and they're going to be challenged to a different level. So I wrote this one little positive comment in the paper, and I don't normally comment in the paper. You comment in the paper sometimes, Eric.
Oh yeah, I stick my nose in there. Which you got to be ready for return fire. As my brother says, stay calm and return fire.
Yeah, no, you do. Well, this one, what I got was a whole lot of positive responses to my little comment, and it was just so clear that the town needed a shot of some kind of good energy.
Yeah.
So we talked about it and said, how can we do that? What can we do? How can we do something to deliver, some positivity into this kind of dark time? So we came up with the idea of a gift certificate matching program. People don't often think that they can support, like you can always call a store and buy a shirt or something. You can always do a phone transaction in a store to support them even if you're not there. But our clients, your clients, visitors to Aspen, they weren't coming in January. They weren't really thinking that they needed to support restaurants, but they knew that they were having a problem. So we put out this idea to our client list and said, buy a gift certificate to a restaurant that happens to be closed now, one that you like, one that you support. You may know the owners, your favorite waiter, whatever it is. And Meridian, we will add $200 to your certificate. And this was our way of just kind of giving back to the community. Yeah. And, we didn't know how well it would be received. And it was just sort of, let's just try this. We sent out one email. Well, it just went absolutely crazy. We got an unbelievable response. And what happened was, everyone was forwarding the email and turned the email into a text message, and it was it spread like wildfire. So we sent that email out on Friday evening, and by Monday the phone was not ringing nonstop. It was absolutely overwhelming. And it just
at Meridian,
it's ringing
off the hook.
And his personal, and his email,
every phone, and every contact point.
Yeah, well, it was just so clear that we'd put a little spark out there that people were waiting for, and it just went, viral. I hate to use that word, but I mean, it really did. It went crazy, and the response was huge, and we were so happy, and all of our staff were answering the phones. We had other people come in and help us answer the phones. And then on Monday, just when we were sort of getting to what our sort of limit was going to be for our financial match to the program,
right.
It was an article written in the paper on that Monday, and my friends at ACRA and yours, they read it. They read the article, and they called me and said, I'm shortening the story a little bit. They said, let us help you out with the match. We've got a fund of money that we would love to, we've been trying to figure out a way to help restaurants.
Wow. And
your idea is a really good one. And can we help you? So they ended up committing $50,000 to match the matching program.
That's
so
huge.
that turned us from about to start to say, hey, we're on our course and we're at our threshold.
Right.
So we said yes. We answered the phone for an entire week. We ended up generating over 1,200 gift cards to local restaurants. We wrote checks to 61 local restaurants, 61.
Incredible.
And we started to have some folks that were inspired to participate in the program, and they didn't even actually want their certificates for themselves. They said, figure out a way to pay this forward even further. So we were using funds that were donated into that part of the fund, which we call the Pure Charity Fund, where we were getting gift certificates to more family-oriented local restaurants. Like, I'll just use an example of the Hickory House. Paul was happy to print gift cards with this money that was pure charity money. And then so we ended up with 450 gift cards that were distributed through 4 different nonprofits to families in need in the community. It just kept getting better. It just kept getting better and better and better, and it just went in a big circle of positivity. And we just had so many people come in and just say, thank you, we the town, not just the restaurateurs, they were so happy, but I think it just made a lot of people happy at that time. It just sort of turned the tide a little bit.
Cool. You tapped the keg of caring, is the way I'm going to put it. And it was sitting there, but someone had to tap it, right? People had to have a vehicle to be able to give. And they're not just going to give someone a check, because that's awkward, I think, on both sides of it.
Yeah.
So you guys figured out a way. How does that make you feel?
It was wonderful.
Yeah, it was great. Yeah.
I mean, how heartwarming is that? What did you learn, Robin? What did you learn about our community and visitors to our community, through this experience?
You know what? It just reminded me how much everyone here does want to support the people that they love, from their friends, from the places they go eat, and to see people, restaurateurs, to be saying, oh my God, look at these guys. Oh, that's so cool. Oh, the Crawfords. Oh, that's awesome. Oh, this, and so it's like to feel that when you're kind of down and out is like, oh, such a rush. And so I think it gave everyone a nice push going forward. It was really fun. It was great to be a part of it.
You guys, it's just, again, these silver linings that we love to feature here on the show this past year. This has been another one of them. I appreciate you guys. Thank you for what you do
Thanks,
for our
Eric.
community on so many levels. I do have a couple parting gifts for you guys.
Yay.
Parting gift.
Next time I'll put more cookies in there.
I was hoping for turtle wax.
Well, dig through. You never know.
Eric's famous cookies.
There's some surprises in there.
Thank you, Eric.
So thanks, Robin and
Thank
Kenny.
you.
Thank you guys for watching this week on The Local Show.
Thanks.
Thanks.